Begin, and there's people here already. Hi, guys. Oh, hi. Thank you, Ron. That's so kind of you. I was sitting there. I suck at lighting. I have people following me on social media that are up to no good. And I'm just finding this out, and they need to mind their own business. And I had anxiety before I came on here, but I'm like, I have to come on here. It's been so long since I've done a live. And honestly, lives give me energy. So I'm really going to take this reading slow. I brought out the big cards today, the dream cards, and we'll see what's happening with that. And that's all. Thank you so much for some of the monthlies got a lot of views. And for the ones, oh, okay, so I guess it took a minute to be able to see me. But for the ones that got those like huge amount of views, I'm gonna do bonus readings just because I'm so excited because I'm really shocked. And thank you so much. So I was originally going to do a recording because I was like having anxiety about all these people that are just not even into this stuff that are following me, I guess, to watch me because I don't want to speak to them. And one lesson I've learned from that is I'll tell you, the more you resist something, whether it be in a positive energy or a negative energy, it does persist. Like I can't even make a joke about it. It's so true. If you don't want to see someone, I mean, you could kind of do some reverse psychology with that. If there's a person you kind of want to see, you just have to make yourself truly feel like you do not want to see them, and they will be there everywhere. I'm not talking about my person, talking about just, some random people. And yeah. So the whole reading here was going to be about, what's going on. Give us a love story. Give us someone's love story, and then let's see what the ending is and see what happens. And I'm still going to go with that vibe. I'm going to jump right into it, and I'm going to take it really slow because I realized on the last couple of readings I did, they were absolutely great, but there was things I didn't pick up on, partially because at the time, like, I'm trying to do the reading at a fast speed so people don't click off, but if you want to click off, I guess you have to, because I'm missing some details that I'm picking up afterwards and I can't go back and do a backtrack. But there are important details that could have helped someone make more sense to the story. So I plan on, and thank you for whoever else donated as well. That's so kind of you. So hi, Sandra. Thank you for being here. But yeah, so in order to, sometimes I'm going to have to take more time. And sometimes the stories don't really even get going until midway. So maybe sometimes you just want to fast forward a bit or something. Or stay on, because I'll tell you, when I used to watch videos for educational purposes for all sorts of things, it was watching in the video where they're just talking about stuff where I learned the most tips and the most like personal secret gems, I guess, of theirs. Because, and I'm not just talking about tarot, but for tarot, there's some readers too that talk a lot before the reading. And if you're like me, that's the part I listen to, because that's the part where you get a lot of information, general information, how to deal with your situation. So I'm going to pull this out because we're going to need it. Let's begin this reading and let's just see what's the story going on. Mind me if I take time, especially when once I get to the tarot. I don't want to miss any details. Okay, I'm going to take the top one because these are like humongous, but if we need to, we'll go. There was actually 4 cards that came out. There might be a whole story right in here, but anyhow, let's start with the top one. It's number 5. First thing I'm noticing here is teeth falling out. So some people may have had dreams, because this is a dream deck, and I've been having a lot of bizarre dreams lately. Yesterday's involved shaving. The day before was egg yolks. But so the first thing I'm noticing, just on a side note, is teeth falling out. Now, as far as I'm concerned or remember, I guess depending in what situation, but I thought that's good luck. Okay, let's see. This is about separation. That's what this card is about. Differentiation. I never even really heard that word. Through separation, we distinguish ourselves from others and create our own unique being, which is true. Welcome conflict rather than resist it. For through struggle, we find how we are different from others and affirm those differences. Unity is not the only goal in life or relationships, true. Separating out from the collective and intimates is also necessary for individual being. That is really true. And you know, when it said that and I said collective, I think about us in our collective energy. Sorry if it's buffering for you. I don't know, because I've seen people say it's buffering and then it's not buffering for everyone. So it could be your signal or your satellite. So your task is to break old unities, take back projections, and develop a life related but not dependent on others. It's really interesting because that really does go with everything we're learning here. And that's just the beginning paragraph of this card. I haven't even gotten to the images. And when I said the word collective, it actually kind of touched me in a sense. I knew I was going to go back and double check and see why I felt that. And I think it's because here on YouTube, we often talk about a collective energy amongst all of us, right? And this is actually, even though it's not talking about that type of the collective, it's probably talking more about sheep, is what I'm calling them, like sheeple energy. I'm thinking it's saying to separate from that type of the collective, but it's more important than ever for even us as our collective energy here to actually start forming some really unique I guess, ideas and thoughts, individualizing them, right? Like, what is good for us? What is true for us? What, like, when I say us, like me individually, you individually. And almost, I like that it says, you know, you don't always have to be in unity, in the sense you don't always have to get along. And I think that that's a really important message for right now, because I think, I always refer to 2019. I swear that's going to be like a landmark issue where I always go back to. But I feel like in 2019, we were more compliant with the collective energy and being more understanding. And I do believe things have changed now for the better. But it is time to kind of separate yourself. Unfortunately, the truth is what I pick up for the mass amount of people on this journey, a lot of, whether it be the runners, let's just say the runners, have kind of lost this magical moment they had to be with their person. And now you're starting to change your opinions and thoughts. Like, as a general energy, we're starting to change our opinions and thoughts on what we even want. You know how many people I'm doing readings for now that have said to me, you know, I might just be single. And that is an energy. This might be the year of women and men just not even doing much when it comes to like fornication or like physical intimacy, because we're so much pickier now. And it's not that we're pickier, it's that we know ourselves so much better now. We can't lie to ourselves. So this may actually be a time to break from old unities. But when I say that, I mean old beliefs, even from 2019, when our beliefs were great and served us very well. I do believe there's a new system coming here into this whole situation, and it's going to be a big switch up. Okay, so let's look here and see what we're picking up on. Let me show you guys the card. These cards are amazing. You know, I don't know the name of them. I don't have the box in front of me. I just know they're made in Japan. More people need to put the name of their cards on the card. But anyhow, bathing, purification, cleansing. Young woman washes herself. Purification frees us from what was and no longer is. Say goodbye to old friends, inner and outer. Oh my gosh, I love that sentence though, inner and outer, because it's not just talking about physical friends. We got some of our own friends inside of us, whether you want to admit it or not. And if you don't believe it, if you're in denial, which I mean, I remember when I was very young and I heard this, lesson, and the guy, or I don't know who it was, the teacher said, like, just be quiet and shut your eyes and, just be quiet for a minute. And he's like, that voice, the voice you're hearing, that's the person, like, that's the other you, the other friend, whoever you want to call it or title it, whatever you want to title it. So it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to the old ways on top of that, okay? And I know that's a repeat. Everyone knows that. Like, if you want new results, you got to do new stuff. This year is going to go by very quickly. This is what I've picked up energetically. This year is going to go by very quickly because this is a year for manifestation. And they're not going to give you all this time to just wait around and do stuff. You're going to get it done. And when you manifest, things move very quickly in general. So for some of us, which hopefully the majority of us, this year does go by quickly because it's going to be a complete success. It's going to be like, I feel the energy, but it's only if you get yourself up when you get back into those old patterns, like, even I didn't want to come on here today, and I'm like, no, this is what I do, and this is what gives me energy. And that is a way to know if you're doing something that you love, because the one thing I can guarantee is no matter how tired I am, though sometimes I lose energy on here, especially aggressively reading cards, but the one thing I do know is that I do get energy no matter how tired I am. And it's because I honestly love being on here. So that's why I want to kind of, and that's another thing. If there's something you love doing, treat it well, because I mean, that's something even I have to realize every day. Like, you have to treat it as if it's a gem. Once you do get that, because I know some of you are still in the search and in the process of that perfect job or that perfect, whatever's going to fit you perfectly. But when you do get it, you really do have to be grateful and cherish it and treat it as if it was like your SP, your special person. Okay. So the next card we have, shattering. I see it. Oh my gosh. I see a chicken breaking out of an egg here. My egg yolk dreams were bizarre. So shattering, the chicken shattering her egg. Endings, distinction. We need shattering. What saved us begins to kill us. To kill, I was going to say us. Actively destroy whatever is keeping you in the past. And I can put some, I have input on that. And I've noticed recently more than ever, when thoughts are coming in, like whether they're fear-based or worry, whatever it is, I'm getting more aggressive with saying no. Like, this is enough. I cannot continue to have these worries, or I cannot continue to jinx myself and put myself in an imbalanced situation. Because if you're constantly up and down, like, you're not going to manifest. And I know that. So when I do it, I stop myself and I get a little frustrated with myself, right? But it's time to actively destroy what's in the past. And this is the best advice I can give for people that are going through a situation right now where they really don't want to let go of their person, right? The best way to look at it is letting go of the old version of that situation and not being afraid of what new will come in. And honest truth, if you know it just from experiences throughout your life, what is yours or meant to be in your life will come back. And when it comes to separation, the chances, regardless of someone coming back after you giving them some space, are extremely high. They're actually higher than when you try to make that happen. So regardless, you already have, I'm going to give you like I want to say like a 98% chance that, no matter what, contact is going to happen at some point. And at that point, you can say what you got to say or do what you got to do or act at that point. But for right now, I do think it's a really good idea for people that are in separation currently and maybe even before the new year to keep it that way for now and truly work on yourself. We're not even 3 weeks in to the new year yet. That's not enough time to even change. So, there's nothing better. And I recall from before, like many, many, many years ago, when I had someone my catalyst, like in my early 20s, like my good friend, my person at the time, and eventually we finally split up, like, split away from each other because we were never actually together. We were just crazy. But we finally gave each other space happily. And months went by and I don't even know. All I know, and I still liked him. I liked him for a very long time. I remember once, like I manifested it literally with my friend who was really good at that. I manifested like a phone call or something. But I don't know if it's from that phone call, but we ended up meeting for dinner and it's like 6 months later. And to be honest, in those 6 months, I changed. Like I even aged. It was like it was just that time in my life, like right before my 30s, like you go from that baby look to a more mature look. And so like, even when he saw me, like he noticed it. He's just like, you look so different. And I looked great. I was like working out and happy. Like it was a great time in my life. But I definitely had this new, mature, serious, self-respecting look to me that I didn't have in the first few years. I don't know. I probably lost it, to be honest, because I think I looked great. Like I met that person when I was single and happy, living life. And the funny thing is, we had friends that knew each other, but we didn't know our friends knew each other. We knew each other from a different group. And the day that we like got together it was just both of our friends had invited us out. So things can happen so unexpectedly. And I did not want a guy. I did actually have a crush on him because I knew who he was, but I was happy and single. But things come out of the blue like that. And I was so happy and single because I remember saying to myself, like, I love my life. I love like just what was going on and I didn't have anyone. So the point of that is to say that unexpected, out of the blue things, situations, synchronicities, coincidences will happen. Leave some space for that, okay? For sure. And this is about separation, like separate from your old ways of believing. Remember back in the days when everything was magical, and that's the truth. If I think like back in the days, I was a master manifester. And I feel like those powers are coming back now. So it's kind of interesting. And I do feel like we're going back and forth. It's bizarre. So anyhow, let's move on here. So we have the night battle. What is a night battle? Oh, it's a battle at night. Just in the corner there, there's like a war going on there. And that's interesting. Struggle and insecurity. Two great armies fight by night. The controlled battle, the controllers for new life. The controlled battle, the controllers for new life. Seek inner control and outer controls will be less necessary. Interesting. I feel like that's about an internal battle and it's about you facing your fears. Or needing to face your fears. But when I read that sentence, I was picking up something. The controlled battle, the controllers for new life. It's what I'm picking up with that is there's no winning with that. I don't know why I'm picking that up. I feel like the light's going down. I'm not even outside. Like, why is there some sort of light issues again? But I do feel like that has to do, I don't know, the message I'm getting is just that when you go about something like that, and I'll tell you, some things in these cards I don't agree with. And it's not that I don't agree with this one. I'm just saying I'm picking up a different message. And what I'm picking up, obviously, starting off within is going to be what makes a difference everywhere. It's like you cannot see someone for a long time, but if you didn't change something within you, they're going to know it's the same thing. It's this exact same everything. And you really do got to work on yourself, and you do got to have compassion and forgiveness and release control, because we're not supposed to be controlling anyone. We're really not. It's kind of sick when you think about it. Like, some relationships are based on that energy of, well, he's mine, or he can't do that, or she, she's mine. That, like, she's stuck here now. That type of stuff. And it's just, it's time to get rid of that energy, to be honest with you. I don't even know why I wandered off there. So anyhow, the next one we have is chopping wood, sorting and ordering. So this is really about almost like a cleanse. I guess separation is a bit like a cleanse. I do not have good memories of chopping wood because we used to chop wood. So not making clear distinctions, lessening effectiveness. Sort out now whatever is confusion and neglect. First of all, if anything is confusing you at this point, or if you're feeling anything within you you're neglecting, it's time to fix that anyhow. It's time to make a clear decision. You really, I'm really going to push that on my channel now, because if I don't push it for you guys, I need to push it for me too. So anything that's confusing is better to just let go for now. And that's the best way to handle anything you're dealing with right now, because it's just too strong to be like, just chop it off, don't do it anymore, cut it, kill it. Some people feel like they want to say that to me, and it's the last thing I will recommend to anyone, because you kind of like sabotage yourself once you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, most people, including myself at times, when someone says to me, I can't do something, I do it. Pretty much, I can literally be right in their face. Like an Uber driver tells me not to go out that door, and I go out that door. And I'll just look at them as I'm doing it. And it's too late. I'm already out that door. That's just an example. So, yeah, telling yourself, oh, thank you so much, Jem. That's so nice of you. But telling yourself, I'm not going to do this for sure. It's over. Self-sabotaging. So just say for now. For now, you let it go. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know what's going to happen once you forgive everyone involved. Once you have this abundance of love showering from you. I remember there was a time in my life I was so full of love. I was in love with the homeless people and everything. Walking down the street, and I would look at them, and I just had so much love for them. It was just the weirdest thing. Anyone. I was just so open, and to be honest, that was an interesting energy to be in. It's not, I don't want to be right there right now. I'd like to be at a little more grounded energy than that. But it was interesting to experience. I was drinking a lot of water at that time. A lot. So, struggle, tension, resisting. A man and a woman resist each other in bed. Resisting is not the way to resolve situations. Rather than oppose, state your case and acknowledge the differences. Well, that sucks. I mean, I guess people have bed issues. That's so weird. Sometimes I think of those type of situations. Sometimes I do think about it, especially recently, because I think about the karmic situations and how many people, I do readings all the time, and a lot of people, their person is still in the karmic situation or choosing to pretty much remain there by the looks of it. And I think about it a lot, what really is important in a relationship? And I just personally can never convince myself that you have to compromise. I can't, and I want to actually meet some older, healthy couples and see Like, do you guys still have sex? Do you still kiss? Do you still touch each other and like look at each other in the eyes? Because I believe you do. If you're in that, like, I believe if you're in a long-term relationship with someone, but you're madly in love with them, why wouldn't you? And I have saw on TV, I mean, recently I saw an interview of a man who lost his wife. I may have posted it and like, I don't know if it's still on there. And he was describing his wife to an artist. But the way I think I posted it, the way he described her was, you knew, like, because she'd be like, okay, what type of eyes did she have? And the guy, he was crying, and he would be like, eyes of an angel. Like, he would literally, like, that's how he would describe this woman. And the funny thing is, in the end, he was shown the picture, and they showed us the real picture, and you can find this on YouTube. I don't know what it's called. And it was his wife. So the way he described her, like, I was like, there's no way a couple like that, because I say to myself, okay, maybe you don't have sex every night when you get to a certain time in your life, and maybe a certain spot in your relationship, right? But you don't argue. I don't know. These are the questions I want to ask, right? You don't argue. And I'm talking about a healthy relationship, because I deal with too many people that are in relationships they don't want to be in, and they don't have sex for years. And that's why I can't compare that to my dream healthy relationship, or even worry about that. I don't even want to worry about it. But it is something that lately I have thought about more. And I think because of this whole transition and we're really getting down to the nitty gritty with the karmic situations and our personal situations. And then we're like, I don't know if some of you were like, well, did they have a good idea sticking together like that? And the truth is no, because they're not happy. But I'm wondering, in healthy relationships, do you continue to still be intimate with each other till pretty much the end? And I have to say, I hope some of you have some grandparents. My grandparents are not around. Or someone can tell me these answers, because I'm really yearning. And when I see this arguing in bed, I mean, I've argued in bed with someone before, someone I didn't like, and I was with him for a long time, and I didn't want to touch him. And this was when I was pretty young, one of my only kind of boyfriends, because we actually lived together kind of, I don't know, in his parents' house and my kind of step grandpa's house. But we argued in bed. We probably didn't even argue at times, because I would just go to bed early. And that was someone who, I swear to you, and God bless his soul, whatever. But I knew in my heart, of all hearts, I was very young at this time, he was not the one. But we had fun. We had a fun time. We had a great drinking life, I guess. And we got into trouble and stuff. But we were literally, the last 3 months of our relationship, I know for sure, there was no touching. And we slept together every night in the bed, in the same bed. And if he ever tried to wake me up, I would black out and beat him up. So that's inner hate. And I can't deny it. I know that must be why, because I've never done that to anyone else. So yeah. Okay, let's look at the next part. So we have leaving. So whoever's going to come on here, you can I'm going to fast forward it to 45 minutes, because that will probably be the time I get to the tarot. So the last, second last we have here, third last, the wave goodbye. Losing, sacrifice, or longing, sacrifice, goodbye. But the losing came out for a reason, because that's an issue. That's what a lot of people don't want to do, is lose. When you get to that point where you're like, I don't want to lose, this is all you have to do. Swear to you. For the 90% of you, 95% of you, make a list about what you had from this person. How often did they come around? How often did they phone call? How often did they keep their plans, and how often did they break their plans? And You know, how often did they and didn't they for everything? And then you can look at what you're actually losing. And then you're not going to feel like you're going to actually feel like, oh, I'm not losing anything. You're actually going to feel smart about your decision because you, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't explain this any better than I've done it. I'm living like this. When I really look at what I'm losing what I don't even want. I don't want things the way that they are. Therefore, I'm losing nothing. I'm actually losing nothing. And when you do the breakdown, you actually come to that conclusion feeling empowered. It's very interesting. Instead of feeling victimized, you're like, oh, like I'm not losing anything, so it's not even a big deal. It is. You know, like I guess we'll see what comes back around or what happens, but I'm actually not losing anything. And then you get even more specific, and if it does come back around and it's the exact same shit, you're not even going to stick in that energy with that person. They're either going to have to adjust, or you know, you just keep on going into the separation because you're getting more and more elevated. And this practicing of this separation and exercising this separation is very healthy. It really is. So leaving, and you know, just say goodbye for now. And I keep on saying that, like, as in, like, don't make it forceful because you don't want to self-sabotage. Make it easy. You just want to have fun somewhere. You want to go somewhere where you're enjoying yourself. That's all. Or, you know, be by yourself. Better than, I don't know what the other situation is. The situationship. It's better than the situationship. It really is. Leaving. A great plane leaves the earth on its travels. In this life, either you do it or you don't, without ambivalence. Take yourself in hand, increase your commitments. There's just no more in-betweens for one. I feel like you're the great plane. Maybe some of you will go traveling, but I feel like you're the great plane and you're leaving this mundane bullshit planet full of like all of this bullshit. Because there is going to be a time when you do go through those stages and you're going to be like, what the fuck am I involved in? How, like, you know, the simplest things people can't understand. You know, I saw someone's comment recently and they were saying something about like, I'm unique. I live off of the grid. I'm with someone. We don't have kids. We don't have a bank account joint. We like all of this stuff, but it's like, that's common sense. Like, you don't have to rush into kids. It doesn't make you special. It actually makes you smart. You don't have to join your bank account with anyone. I don't know. So anyhow, I feel like some of these things, I feel like it's getting a little bit too much nowadays where some people are just so on this spiritual path and so on this like trying to be different that they're actually just cocky, like self-centered people in the end of it, because you know, we're almost even losing touch with like loving ourselves in a sense, because we are defected, there are issues, we are healing. So why do we always have to, you know, do this meditation stuff? And I believe in meditation. I'm not saying not to, but why does everything have to be shoved down people's throats? People can meditate in 1,000 different ways, I'm sure. Maybe I know 20 different ways. Driving is one of my number one meditations. Showering is one of my number one meditations. Or walking, being quiet, being in a quiet spot. That's very rare for me. So I almost feel like some of you are going to be like, goodbye. This is not just about goodbye. It's just goodbye to the old you. And you don't care who you're saying goodbye to at this time. Anyone that is going to try to hold you back, even if it's out of love, anyone that's going to cause drama or make you upset or cry at night in your bed. Like, you know, I hope you get out of your bed and go. Anyone that will even make you feel dirty or broken or keep you at a war in your own mind because of them, because you're thinking of communication you had with them, or you're thinking of something they did, said, you're just going to separate yourself from that. So we're down to the loose teeth. Let's see what it says. Separation and insecurity. The seeker's teeth fall out. Insecurity comes from unrealistic self-image. Align yourself with what you are doing and what actually is happening. Yeah, you might want to look at everything as I said. And literally, what am I actually losing here? You know, even if it's family, like that's a good way to put it so it's not so divine energy stuff. Even if it's family that's threatening to not talk to you anymore, or whatever it may be, do the pros and cons here. First of all, does this person talk to you in the first place when it's not just self-fulfilling for them? Is it someone you enjoy talking to as well? You know, do you even want to be around them? Go through the checklist, because you might realize that separating from next to anyone could be one of the best decisions you ever make. Depending, but it really can be. And this is the other thing. It's for now. You know, I started this year saying there's going to be a few people I will separate for 2020. I'll talk to them again in 2021 and see if anything's changed. I don't know who those people are yet. Okay, we have one. But I'm just saying, I'm not afraid to be like, I'll talk to you next year, buddy. January 1st. You know, I really don't care. So we got the core. And I'm also trying to check my vocabulary, because I don't want any words like I don't care coming out of my mouth. But I'm not going to be affected by sticking around in people's lives that annoy me. I'm going to have to talk even more to get the context out that I'm trying to say, to deliver. Okay, where is the core? Well, I mean, I think we know the meaning, but let's get into it. A choice reveals what is at the heart of an action or situation. The closer you get to the truth, the hotter the reaction. Offset external pressure by seeking inner calm. Wealth, relationships, joy, family, independence, status, control. Choose wisely. You have your heart to answer to. Shallow compliments or an aversion to meaningful dialogue is a red flag. That's interesting. You know, because as I was reading this, I'm saying to myself, some people are going to put this whole thing that I've read so far to their person, and some are going to put them to themselves. But even that last sentence is the most interesting out of the whole thing. Shallow compliments or an aversion to meaningful dialogue is a red flag. That literally can go to your person when they come back, or to you and yourself, how you're talking to yourself. And if you're talking down to yourself, shallow compliments, if you are, you know, hiding away from actually having a meaningful dialogue to yourself, then that's a red flag on yourself. If your person's doing it, it's a red flag on them, right? And I know some of you have dealt with that. Let's read a little more. The center of existence, the center of the universe, and the center of your being is everywhere. The center has no fixed address. Every blade of grass, every grain of sand, every starburst, every particle of you is the center. You rise and fall like a wave in the cosmic ocean, never to repeat, never to be repeated, unable to be grasped, yet infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. I don't know what omnipresent means. I'm sure someone will write it there when they get a chance. But it sounds like something to do with being in the present. Okay, let's get some art that is special to you. Is it? Yeah, it was this one maybe? I mean, maybe this one. But that's good. Okay, so let's begin and let's see. Let me shuffle this good before I get into that. Not sure where this reading will go. But I'm sure someone got something out of that beginning. Thank you so much, everyone, for the donations. That's so kind. And if anyone ever wants to check out my Amazon wish list, I did put a new deck on there. I'm looking for more oracle cards now. I want cards with words. Like, I don't want tarot decks, regular tarot decks. I want those words. Or I'm going to just have to start writing my own words on paper. It's not even... The guitar, I was learning, so no, my skills aren't that good. Oh, thanks, Sandra. I didn't know if that was an insult or not. But yeah, no, I don't have the best skills at guitar yet because it is a dream of mine. That's why I bought one. And when I bought it, I had the fake nails, but I don't have fake nails anymore, in case some of you probably noticed. Because I'm trying to go au natural. So, oh, okay, 1 second. Let me just take that, hopefully that, there. I love YouTube for that, putting people on timeout. It's like they're little babies. Gosh. But yeah, so I do actually, that's probably a great idea, is to finally, now that I got my nails all cleaned off and out, learn my guitar. I actually talked about that recently. I used to play the piano and the clarinet. I always loved the flute, but we never had a flute. Like, I never had access to it. So what is the message we're picking up on today? Let's ask for the 15th. Because we're already in 14. So, like, I guess current energy. We can ask where it's going. Current energy. Right off the bat. Oh, it didn't flip over. I don't even know what it was. It looked nice. Okay, what's coming out? Here we have a few. I'm going to take them. Maybe we take the ones that faced up and not the ones that faced down. So we have two. Queen of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. That is heavy energy because that can go so many ways. And the Queen of Wands has been an energy that I've had to do triple clarification on lately. And so I've just kind of had to narrow it down to the Queen of Wands, for me, has to do with the person that gets the return. So the person, it's about returning is really what I have to narrow it down to, because at times I'm not sure who it's representing, but we're going to see here. I hear this message about, like, you're coming home, or like, to be honest, what I hear is like, baby, I'm bringing you home. Some sort of, like, I don't talk like that. It's some sort of, like, very calming, yeah, there's someone bringing someone home. It looks like the masculine here is very beat up. I'll show you this picture. I don't know how well you can see it. You can see it kind of. He looks very beat up. Thank you. Please do hit the like button. And this is the return, right? So these two people are walking towards this Queen of Wands energy. I'm going to clarify both cards. So Queen of Wands, what is that representing? Two cards coming out. We have the 10 of Wands and we have the Knight of Wands. And right away, what that's telling me is the first message I picked up there is someone that had to drop this, or there had to be some sort of an ending to a situation here. But with this, it's all wand energy coming out. So once again, with the Knight of Wands, it's that coming back in and out energy. It's still about the return. Five of Pentacles. This is about communication for me as well. The Devil. What the heck? Oh. Oh, that's sad. What I see here, it's the exact same people. So this is about people that are probably currently in separation. I'm almost picking up this energy like it's kind of more like a 5D situation where this woman, and I'm going to go with the Queen of Wands energy at this point. Like that's the embodiment of the energy of this woman. At one point, you and this person were both very toxic. So like, you know, there's two people here that were very toxic for each other. And it's almost like they got kicked out, kicked off of the devil's chains. But that can happen by illness. That can happen by car accident. Anything can happen to make a situation change. And it's like, now I'm just picking up this energy like this woman who both people had to go through shit. But it looks like the masculine here is way more beat up than the woman who's helping him home. And I do feel with the Queen of Wands, like she's bringing him back to her palace. This can be for any side of anyone. If this story relates to you, and there really can be this other person involved, because I'm seeing the Empress at the bottom. But I'm not going to look at the bottom just yet because this story is very complex already. So the 10 of Wands and the Knight of Wands, clarifying the Queen of Wands. I do feel like this is someone that in the past it was complete burdens, carrying a lot of baggage, whatever it may be. For me, that's an ending situation or someone not paying attention. And then with this Knight of Wands, that's that energy of someone that was coming in and out. So let's see what's happening here. Let's go further. So the first message I get is like, baby, I'm bringing you home. People are going to be shocked, I think, too, about this. Some people will be against it, by the way. Why? I don't know what this is. What's going on here? What's the backstory is what we need to know. What happened here? Who is this is what I want to know. So the backstory starts with the Three of Cups. And I'm seeing the Knight of Cups here. I almost thought I saw 4 women there, and there's not. The backstory, it can start sometime, you can be dealing with a Scorpio. It can start sometime in Halloween. You might have had relevant situation happen at Halloween. This may be talking about demonic energies that you guys used to partake in some sort of a way. Maybe this guy was coming in and out to multiple people. Let's see. The backstory has to start, I'm going to go with, not has to start, but looks like it's starting with either some partying or a third party. Plain and simple. I mean, it goes along with the oh so common storyline, but let's see what else happens. Yeah, so we have the 10 of Cups now. This one isn't so bad. This one isn't so fake. To be honest, I'm just picking up someone, like as in some of my 10 of Cups I have, it looks as though it's a complete show. No one can see anyone's face. Here we're seeing the face. These people look genuinely, you know, pleasant. Like they don't look like, you know, they don't look like they're extra into anything, but it looks like they have common goals and commonalities. So let's see, could be money, could have been the commonality, business. And it's funny because when I started this, I was almost going to say that someone may have met someone at work. Could be dreams, you know. This card came out weird. What is it? The Fool card. So this is talking about the backstory being someone that wanted to take a jump of faith. They met someone here. So they were with someone. The backstory, there's a third party situation here, but I feel like two people met each other and they had almost beginner's luck or beginner's hope would be a good thing. They were going to take a leap of faith. The full card's in reverse, but in this way, it's actually leading to the future. But I heard foolish decisions. So, money. Huh. Tell us more. What's going on with this? This is... If you're on here, if not, I might just shut it down and record this quickly. But it says people are still on here. Okay. So this is what I see happening here. So then what happened is these people went to take this leap of faith and, have this new excursion in life. But then this person here is looking at it and he's like, is this really what I want? And if you can see that guy's face, that's the first time I look at that cup, that page of cup, where I'm actually questioning, is he like not wanting to give this cup, or questioning if this is what he wants? Then what came out is the Justice card and the friggin' Hangman. But what that tells me, it was too late. So there's something here that's too late. And I'm starting to think, because I'm seeing the Queen of Cups here and the King of Pentacles back to the Eight of Pentacles again, is this man is some sort of a breadwinner. And I'm starting to think that maybe this person that's bringing him back, maybe people are going to be shocked because it's not the healthiest situation. With the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Wands, it could be a very burdensome situation, a very lusty situation, toxic situation, in and out, ups and downs. Because I feel like this person, whoever this is, I think that this is about the backstory. Like this is the person that someone keeps on going back to. But I feel like when they first met, they may have met a long time ago. This person may have met this other one 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But I get the message that very early on, one person here, just like I had said to you, I knew this guy wasn't the one. Very early on, it looks like the masculine knew this wasn't what he thinks love is supposed to be. And then by then he had already gone like hook, line, and sinker into the karmic world. Karmic justice. So let's move on and just quickly get into the third party now, which would be present. What's going on here? What happened? Who's the other woman, I guess we could say? Who's the other person? What is he leaving? Who is he leaving behind? Why is he leaving someone behind? So we have the Emperor and we have the Six of Swords. And this person has a child in that boat, and it looks like, like who, why? It's because he has family responsibilities that go back to money. Huh. This looks like someone's going back. And not necessarily, to the best situation. What else is on this person's mind? Because this isn't happy, what's happening here, it's extremely, okay, so there we go. So what else is on this person's mind? Here we're back to the Empress. So when I had mentioned we had the Empress there earlier and there could be someone else because she was at the bottom of the deck, that's exactly what it is. And then we have the Six of Pentacles here. I feel like this person was giving to one, and we have the two nines. It just goes on and on. This is what I'm getting about the Empress, guys, for those of you that relate to that message. There may have been a time when you were kind of knocked off of your throne, in a sense, where you were pissed with this person because they were continually giving to the other person, and maybe they did have financial ties, like maybe there actually was a situation, but the other person was taking advantage. And it looks as though you may have said to them, like, you're giving to your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, but meanwhile, she's acting like she's single. She's just living life while this person is working away every day to give to them. And it looks as though you may have got very mad at one point. But then I pick up, you're not going to cry about any of that stuff. If he wants to be foolish, naive, manipulated, you're like, it doesn't, I'm not going to do that. And then you took back your seat. And I don't know what happened in the meantime here, but it looks as though this guy's used to toxicity. Something happened to him because he's really beat up, right? And maybe it's not your job to go and help him. It wasn't your job to go and get him like out of that situation. And not only that, probably the other one has more ties to him where she was able to be a little bit more controlling and be like, come back home. And maybe she knows a certain way to speak to him, like, baby, come back home. Like, he's so beaten up. Anyone could say that to him, this guy. Like, you know, it looks like he was almost homeless or something. Maybe because when he untied himself from the devil or whatever happened, maybe he lost a lot. So you took back your throne. So let's look into you for a bit here, because this other person is in an unhappy situation. You had enough. Enough was enough. And not only that, whoever's this Empress energy, it was like harming you. Like, you looked like a different person. You, not in a good way either. Maybe you were lacking taking care of your physical needs or something like that. Because you were getting lost in the drama. Like, you were getting lost in the madness of seeing this person continually give to someone else that basically looks like they're single. It even looks like they have single people issues. Like, I don't know what this woman's thinking about at night. Like, oh, like, where am I going to go with my, I don't know, my future? What am I going to do in my future? I have everything I want, but I don't want it. And no, this is weird. This woman, there's something off about her. I'm going to say that because there's something off about her. It's like she's a big kid or something like that. But look at this. Do you see the size of that bird? Like, that is not the normal pentacle robin. That is, you know, this woman may have had or may have been entertaining some really weird people, some really weird groups. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying, I know they exist. But like, it's like she's carrying, you know, this reminds me of someone that wants to go and like go to royalty or want to be royalty people, like mingle in those type of parties. Like, look at the size of that owl. I don't know what she's carrying. It's not even, you can't see it, but he has a blue wig on. He has a flower on his head. I wonder if that's one of those like royal messengers. Something weird. So all I'm saying is that this Three of Swords at the bottom there, there's something off. And this ain't just a regular heartbreaker. This is someone who doesn't like, she doesn't believe in love. So even though she, like, look at it, she's chained. Those aren't even chains, that's barbed wire. So she's like, she'll torch. Maybe it's one of those people that like pain or something weird like that. You know what I mean? Like, like I used to know someone who liked pain. I'm so happy I no longer slap him. But yeah, some people like to be slapped. That's what we just, I don't like it because it's very masculine thing to do. So I think, but yeah, I don't know. This girl's weird. Yeah, I mean, I wish it, like, I love hawks and all of this stuff too. This bird is something different. And this bird is very aged. I don't know why I feel like royalty or like someone who likes to be around that energy or thinks that they're royalty. That's probably more what it is. This girl probably thinks she's royalty. She may even pretend that she comes from a royal bloodline. The devil, right? Yeah, I feel like she does wear the pants. Very bizarre. Okay, let's look into this Empress energy here. Okay. Oh, I see the Eight of Cups right away. So clearly that's going along with the fact that this person walked away from the Empress. Oops. And this was part of the reason why I was thinking that that Queen of Wands was the karmic situation. But we have the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, this can literally have to do because there's 8 cycles in the moon, right? We just had the Cancer moon pass us. It could have just been a full completion. Like you've just, enough has been enough, because I already touched on that energy. Enough being kept in the dark. You're a person full of lots of love. And when you have that much love, like this Queen of Cups, the cup is open. You're an open book. This situation, I feel it was really, and this probably really does have to do with a very true high-level soul connection, because that's where all this type of crap happens. But I do feel as well, because that's why it affected you so much. Because when you're a confident Queen of Cups, even if you still have growth to go through, that's like, these people would come up to you, you wouldn't even pay attention to them, to be honest, unless there was some sort of a special connection. There's, think about it. Like if a lot of people came up to you to pick you up and maybe even looked like your DM at the time, like maybe, many of you, your DM's completely opposite than what you're used to, or acted the way your DM or DF, whoever acted, you wouldn't even look at them twice. But there was a special connection between the two of you, and that's why you constantly got triggered in this and stuck in this spiral. Anyhow, I'm happy because I know you've stepped out of that. And you became more than the Queen of Cups. You became the Empress. And I personally feel like the Empress, she's not so restricted like any queen. It's like she's kind of that higher level in a sense. And also that energy where, she's just not the average queen. She embodies everything. And then she also has a little bit of spunk to her. Like she doesn't really have to follow the queen rules. I feel like, queens have rules that they have to kind of obey by. And we have the High Priestess. And, what a beautiful combination with the Empress and Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess always knows something, and I like to look at the cards below and get an idea and pull a card for that, because the High Priestess, not only that, you're also learning to keep things to yourself. Hi, Lucia. You're learning to, you see, I want to say rooted in your mind. Ground your mind, maybe. There's a tree above her with some roots. We have the initials JB. I know that those are relevant for some of you, for a couple of you. Or BJ, because that's what it says. So what the secret is that that in order to have communication and to come to a solid connection with this person, and there is the possibilities for all that, but there's some sort of an energy here. It's like, because I'm noticing the hand holding, and the hand holding is in this card too, where I'm hearing, come home. But what I hear is he's going to have to allow you to you know, no longer going to these people that don't serve him, going to people that save him, actually. And there's also an energy here that he is going to have to love himself first before he can even come towards you for your guidance or for your energy or for whatever it is to open the door with you to your connection, to come back to you. But I'm going to pull a card here. But what you do know for sure is that in order to have communication with this person, is healing will be required. And give me another message that the High Priestess knows. Like, you know, there's always a secret behind the High Priestess. It's not that it's a secret. It's that she doesn't have to brag or talk about everything. And that's how the best things come in, is when you don't talk about it. To be honest, like, if your person calls you, keep it to yourself if you can. If you don't have to tell everyone, don't tell anyone. So the other secret, we can call it, that the High Priestess knows is the Six of Wands. And that has to do with the fact that there will be a victorious outcome here. That someone will get the recognition they deserve. Apologies I'm picking up too, because I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles here, but also this man is bowing his head, shutting his eyes a bit, like, I apologize. I guess that would go with the recognition, right? So this is what's going on with this Empress. And let's just see if we can get like a timeline of any sort. King of Pentacles. It can be with the Ten of Pentacles here. And the Nine of Pentacles. It goes on and on and on. But it can be when this person organizes and sorts out money matters, when this person feels that they have the power, the ability. There's also the Taurus energy here. So I believe Taurus season comes in May, because we have the bulls there, the double bulls. So that could be, you know, because it's double bulls, it can be Taurus Gemini, because I think that they're right beside each other, right? I don't know why I'm picking that up. There could be some family issues that have to be sorted out or let go of, investments that have to be dealt with, and also a period of healing and time apart. So that's the time frame for the Empress. I'll do one more card for this other side, this other crappy situation. When do we see this going? Or what, like, I don't know. Give us a timeline when some changes may start. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and at the bottom I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles again. It's when this person makes a choice. That was in this card, right? You just do it. There's no, you don't get to just... I just heard when this person stops acting like a clown. So I don't know if some of you have been thinking your person is acting like a clown, but when I looked at that Two of Pentacles right there, I literally just heard that. When this person stops acting like a clown, they better open their eyes as well. That's so weird because, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Because I just noticed, you know, as I'm saying the clown thing, this guy's eyes are closed and he has the big knife in his hand. This guy's eyes are closed. And then I look over here. Closed eyes, closed eyes. Why are all these eyes closed? That's so weird. Hangman, eyes closed. Okay. The only time his eyes are open is when he's like, do I really want this, to give this cup to that person there? Even when he's being a fool, his eyes are closed. The Pentacle, it's open. The Ten of Cups is open. I don't know. This guy's acting like a clown, and the message is he better open his eyes because he's going to need to step up and speak the truth. He can't approach the woman he's with right now like this, because the woman he's with right now is coming up as this Queen of Swords energy, and he's coming up as this Page of Swords energy. No, he's going to need more balls than that. He's going to need more guts than that. He's going to need more oomph than that. Because this woman looks like she's ready to fight. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we have 10 of Swords. He's going to have to become the King of Swords here. But what came out is she's ready to fight, the 7 of Swords. But that came out, I'm guessing, in reverse, whatever. It fell on the floor, so it could have came anyway. But the point is that it's about to get sneaky and dirty and risky. Things are going to come to light, or they're going to have to. He's going to have to stand up to her. And still, even in this position, he doesn't stand up to her like she stands up to him. She is ready to hurt him, and he is just ready to like deal with this, or he will be, because it's not right now. He has to go all the way from a page. He has to open his eyes. Yeah. It's like he blocks his own happiness. Yeah. He blocks his own happiness. And what his happiness could be is a woman that is just like him in a sense of responsibility, maturity, healthy wise. Like, I don't know. They look like a good match. I'm seeing them here. She does her own thing. She makes her own money. She has her own garden. She grows her own trees. She grows her own foundation. She works just as hard at, you know, maybe in a different way, because I think a lot of us have gotten smarter so we don't have to always work as hard. And some of us, because I do readings for a lot of different people, some of the women I do reading for work hard. They work harder than the men. It's just the way it is. Some people have gotten this easy income stream. And it's not that the hard work isn't easy. It still is easy too, because people love what they're doing. But it's actually work, right? It's like getting to the meetings and getting all those things. I don't know. I don't do meetings. But happiness. 9 of Cups and the Sun card. Eventually. Yeah, and that comes along with when he meets when he gets back here to his match. So that's the reading, guys. And I'm seeing 111. Thank you so much for anyone that sent any gift, exchange. Thank you. Thank you for all the likes. I didn't even wear my glasses. I just remembered that. So here I am blinding myself. This has like UV, I don't know, UV light in it. This one, and thank you for it. It's actually a gift someone sent me as a happy lamp. Thank you for that, Claudia. And yeah, just, I don't know, that's a good reading. It went on real long. I think the timestamp should be like 40 minutes when the reading actually kind of started. But it's just one of those readings. It was for whoever stuck around. And I appreciate you sticking around, you know, even to just see if it's yours. Because sometimes there's just a little clue in there that just tells you, like, if anything touched you, it was about you. Thank you so much, Cece. Marina, all of you, thank you. I'm going to send out some videos right now for people who I had recordings for. I'm just remembering I didn't send them out. So there's a few people that will be getting a recorded reading today, like just now. And I'm happy it resonated because, yeah, sometimes it takes a minute, and I really wanted to take my time with this one. And I do feel that I got the clarification there, because the number one clarification that's needed at times, my bra, for me is the Queen of Wands, because it really has an overall energy of return, but this could be returning to you, it could be returning to them. And the other thing is the Queen of Wands has this energy of mysticism and, you know, like a bit of like power and almost like witchy energy, which is fine. And I feel that the divine feminines often have that too. But when it comes to it being the karmic or whatever you want to call the darker energy, it's more of a controlling negative side to that. But still, we have to clarify to see exactly what that was about. So I thank you guys for your patience. And yeah, ciao for now. I think I'll see you tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I probably will. It's like a 99.9% chance. Ciao.